Team one.
Yes.
All right. Hi guys, how are you doing today? Good, good. My name is Frankie, and I will be presenting the first half of our Sprint 2 presentation, Secure Say, and I'm with Team Pythoneers. So first thing we're going to talk about is our computer stories. So we focused on 3 main tasks. So for this sprint, we decided to get started on our actual technology integration. So here we're starting on our coding. So our first sprint, we mainly did a research and figuring out which program or which language we wanted to use. Here we're actually starting our actual program, our code. So the first task, we started to set up our initial database for our messaging system. So here we wanted to start off with our SQL, and we focused on 2 main entities, which are user and message, which of course your messaging has other subcategories, including your send date and your messaging body. And task 2, we started our string encryption, decryption for messaging. So here you're basically sending plain text to encryption and encryption back to plain text so that the messages can be sent securely from sender to recipient. And of course our task 3 was programming the sender and receiver as input. So this is basically where our user is putting in input, and then it's going to send it to the recipient. So for our backlog, we wanted to focus on the 3 main tasks and then integrate the actual code into our full program. So there we were going to, of course, integrate those 3 tasks into the full program, and then we were going to do our GUI research. And for our GUI research, we're going to be focusing on doing something simple so that the user can understand the basic elements of our messaging app. And our burn down chart is definitely better than the last one. We only did 3 tasks for this sprint, so it kind of has that kind of a stair-like look to it, because we kind of updated our progress infrequently for this sprint. So for our next sprint, we really want to focus on possibly having maybe a digital meeting or a sit-down for our to discuss our strengths and to see how we can communicate better for our next sprint. And our velocity chart is definitely better as well. As you can see, our sprint 1, we didn't get things done as quickly as we wanted to, but sprint 2, we churned out things a little bit quicker, and unfortunately we kind of closed our milestones a little bit earlier than expected, but we did get our tasks done at a quicker pace than our sprint 1. So now I'll hand it over to William.
Alright, so now I want to talk about our project architecture as well as the interfaces within the architecture. So our architecture design is the client server. Now, unlike most groups, we didn't really need to spend a lot of time thinking about this because this architecture design is kind of natural to what we're looking for. The advantages of the client server design is that it's very well used for distributed computing, where you have many clients who needs to access one specific or a centralized server or a service. And in our case, our clients are our chat clients, and they need to connect to a chat server to be able to they need to connect to a chat server to be able to forward messages back and forth, as well as verify things such as login verification. Now, the medium for all these clients will be the internet, more specifically a TCP connection. We're going to have an arbitrary amount of chat clients that will be connected to this server that will be managing all of this all at once. In addition to the chat clients, there's also the server administrator. Now, the server administrator does not send messages to or from any user. However, they are responsible for things such as managing user accounts, whether it's adding accounts, deleting accounts, or things such as viewing account history. So I want to take a look at 2 interfaces. The first interface here will be the interface between the client and the server. You're going to have some basic things such as a login as well as a logout. Now, whenever these are called, you're going to get a response from the server saying whether login was successful, login was unsuccessful, or invalid credentials, and etc. You also will have send and receive messages as well, and those will also come back with a status message from the server saying things such as message sent, message not delivered. The second interface I want to talk about was the interface between the server administrator and the server itself. Now, like I said earlier, the server administrator does not need to talk with other users. So there are some similarities and some differences. You still have the same login and log out, but what you'll have here instead is that when the server administrator interfaces with the server, you'll need functionalities such as, again, adding accounts, removing accounts, viewing all history, and viewing a specific user's history. So this would be where the interfaces will exist. So the first interface will be between the every single chat client and the chat server, whereas the second interface will be specifically between the server administrator and the messaging server. And that's it. Any questions?